We're going to talk about what's been happening in Massmart over the course of the last year. The company is currently experiencing a crisis. The last financial results were for the 26 weeks ended 26 June 2022, and we see dramatic losses across the board, including a 52% decrease in trading profit. During the pandemic, Walmart provided Massmart with 4 billion rand in support. Walmart is now going to buy the remaining part of Massmart and delist the company. This was approved by Massmart shareholders on Friday, the 21st of October. With further conditions still needing to be met, the expected delisting date is approximately the 8th of November. What does this mean? One of two things. The first meaning that Walmart may decide to keep the company in its unlisted form and make the necessary changes to effect a turnaround strategy, or alternatively, it may get sold off in whole or in part. The first scenario is more likely. The company has already invested quite a bit of money into Massmart and into Africa, and it's probably going to try to see if it can turn the company around in its unlisted form and make some dramatic changes, which may include closing more stores. Lastly, game continues to be an issue for Massmart. Each unprofitable game store lost around 1 million rand every month in 2021. Massmart recently said that it's going to close game stores in Ghana, Nigeria, Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. The group announced in December that it had identified 15 game stores for possible sale in South Africa and a further 8 stores for closure in various parts of the country. In terms of store footprint, this was what it looked like at the end of December 2021, though this is set to change quite dramatically in the next few months. At the time, the company had 352 stores, of which 146 were game stores, 118 were builder stores, 22 were macro stores, and 66 were cash and carry stores. The company has 302 stores in South Africa and 50 stores in the rest of Africa. In terms of revenue, Massmart was down from 86.7 billion in 2020 to 77.7 billion in 2021. This is down by about 10%. Seems like macro did all right with a growth in sales of about 1.1%. Builders grew in sales by about 7.1%, but game was a disaster with sales down 8.7%. 114 of 146 stores were updated during the year. This does not seem to have had a very positive effect. In these two graphs, we can see on the left percentage of group sales and on the right percentage of stores. So on the right, we can see that 14% of Massmart stores are in the rest of Africa, but only 9% of group sales actually comes from the rest of Africa. This is further reflected when we looked at average annual sales per store, where on average, annually, a store in South Africa brings in about 232 million. In the rest of Africa, a store brings in about 146 million, so significantly less. In terms of profit or loss, Massmart further increased their loss from 1.8 billion in 2020 to 1.96 billion rand in 2021. Since 2017, we've seen a dramatic drop in profits to this very, very large loss in 2021. If we look by division, we can see that builders makes a small profit, wholesale, which is mainly macro, makes a small profit, but game continues to provide a huge loss for the company. When we compare to other retailers like Shoprite, Spar, Pick n Pay, and Woolworths, we see that the other stores managed to make a profit during the same time frame. Next, we'll take a look at executive remuneration. Massmart's Chief Operating Officer, Jonathan Malapo, has been promoted to CEO. He is succeeding Mitchell Sleep, who will step down on the 31st of December 2022 after taking up the role only 3 years ago. We can look at Slape's remuneration over the course of the last 3 years. Despite the dramatic losses the company has been seeing, he still received an other payments line of 10 million, benefits of over 1 million, a cash bonus of over 2 million, and a salary of almost 7 million. We expect Malapo to receive quite a large sign-on bonus, though with the delisting of the company, we likely won't be seeing this information made public. In terms of executive remuneration, on average, it went down by 20%, reflecting some of the losses in the company. The same can be said for non-executive remuneration, which is down by 22%. Next, we take a look at some information about workers. From 2020 to 2021, Massmart decreased their number of staff from 45,776 to 34,255. That is a dramatic decrease in workers at the company. We can also look at how these workers are paid. In South Africa at Macro, on average, an entry-level full-time salary is around $326. However, in Malawi, the same worker receives only $53 per month. Massmart does not report on how many of its workers are part-time and how many are full-time. If you have any questions or you want more information, follow the Labour Research Service on social media or go to our website.